Hi, and welcome to another Day in the Life of a Coach. I'm Mercy Maglino, and with me today is Aleka Thorvalson from Charleston, South Carolina. Welcome, Aleka.
Hi, thank you.
It's nice to meet Aleka in person, so to speak. Was a very active and energetic student here at International Coach Academy, graduating in 2013, and I understand you've earned your PCC from the International Coach Federation.
I have. Yes, I have.
Congratulations. Atta girl. Absolutely wonderful, wonderful news. So I'm delighted to get to know a little bit more about Aleka today, who is a holistic coach. She has a really interesting background, and I'm going to let her tell us a little bit about it. Well, let's start with how'd you find coaching, or did coaching find you?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, it's a big question.
Yeah.
I don't know the answer to that one. I think it found me. But, going way back, I've always had an innate curiosity of wanting to understand the questions of life and what it's all about. And I also had an innate need or desire to help people. And so it sort of brought me through my early years. And when I decided to figure out what do I want to do, I got a degree in holistic nutrition and neuromuscular therapy. And I actually sort of jumped off into the deep end of the pool and became the head nutritional consultant at an intensive outpatient eating disorder clinic in Maui, which is where I'm from. And it was an amazing experience. Very, very challenging in many ways, and it allowed me to grow and explore. But it created a sense of wonder for me, because while I was really focused on the physicality, with my learning thus far, I started really understanding that healing and transformation and recovery had something else, that wasn't just physicality. There was something more there. And so that got me on another, sort of path. And I started studying psychology. And I was working on my degree in psychology. And at the same time, I was also studying these more non-traditional healing modalities, energy medicine, and some more of those Chinese medicine, and some very sort of complementary understandings of healing. And what it really made me realize was that life was really a holistic process, and healing and recovery and transformation really is a holistic process, meaning there's so many different facets of who we are. And really to get to a place of true growth, we need to embrace all of those parts. And the other thing I learned was that we really have this innate wisdom. And if we can access it, then we can really get the questions to get the answers to the questions that we're really wanting to know. And so while I loved psychology and I loved studying energy medicine, I realized I did not want to be a psychologist. And I realized I didn't necessarily want to stay just in the healing arts in that capacity. Right. So I kept moving. There's something more, and I'm wondering what it is. Around that time, I found a life coach for me. And that is when I finally put two and two together, right? That this is the thing I've been wanting to do. This is it. And so then I started actually getting some certifications and programs in coaching, and I got many different, actually I went to many different programs. And then as I've been coaching for about 5 or 6 years now, I have a coaching practice here in Charleston, South Carolina. I realized I wanted to get my coaching credentials, so I went to ICA. And that was an amazing experience. It taught me, I think it really took me from one level of coaching to another. It really helped me understand what the art of coaching really was. And so then I was able to get, as you said, my PCC status from the ICF when I completed that ICA program. And that kind of brings me to where I am today. Fully knowing that in another 2 years, ask me again. We'll see. Yeah. We'll see where I am.
It never ends, and I think I like that about it too. Yeah, there's always something else. Great.
I agree.
So at ICA, we talk a lot about coaching tools. We create our own coaching model, and I'm wondering, what tools do you use in your practice?
Another great question, and a big question, because the nature of my work is very multifaceted. So I have many different tools at my disposal. And if I kind of had to pick one, that I can universally sort of utilize, I think it would be something that I just spoke a second about, which is really helping my clients find that inner wisdom, whether we call it intuition, their inner guidance system, but the part of them that knows, and really learning how to listen to it and then trust it, because I think we live in a very linear and logical, culture, and that's wonderful for certain things. It's great for scheduling and, planning and future thinking. But I think that we're a little bit lacking in this other part of our awareness at times. And so I deal with the bigger questions. I tend to deal with questions like, what is love, or even grief or death? What does healing and recovery look like? Purpose. Well, those are not really logical questions. So helping my clients really tap into that sort of inner wisdom is what I found to be an amazing tool to help them to move forward in ways that they would like in their lives.
Oh, that's amazing. I know people that Aleka has coached, and I can say that she's amazing. The feedback I get is amazing. So
I appreciate it.
Yeah. So let's see. The body really tells us messages, and that's the other thing I'm hearing in what you're saying. Even though you came to coaching through one avenue, you still use all those avenues. It's kind of a blend sometimes, right? I mean, I can see that.
For sure. Looking back at the path, it didn't make sense all the time when I was walking it, and now I'm like, oh, that's why I did that. Yeah. That's where that comes from.
There's a synergy, isn't there? I mean, I really, all the people I speak to about coaching, there's always this synergy, this relationship. It's very, very interesting. Well, let's see. My last question is, if you could tell the world one thing about coaching, Aleka, what would it be?
I think, it's something that I learned at ICA, actually, and it really resonates with me. And it's something that it probably resonates with me because of the psychology background that I have. That psychology really is about getting people that aren't functioning that great, or they have some pretty significant issues, to a place of functionality, which is so important, no doubt. But coaching really is about taking people that are functional and helping them to find exceptional. And I think that that is such a powerful message, that we can use coaching as a way to celebrate, all of the wonderful changes that we've made, and ways in which that we would like to even get better. Because I think we all have that in common, always ways that, how could this be better than it is even? So I really resonate with that concept.
Right, from good to great, somebody once said. Yeah, excellent. Well, it's been my pleasure, Aleka. I wish you all the continued success in your coaching practice, and thanks for spending these few minutes with me.
Oh, my pleasure. What an honor. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.